Welcome back to Organized-ish. My name is Leela if you're new here, and today we're talking all about how to set up a new planner. And I know if you search on YouTube for planner setup, you are going to find the most elaborate planners, like stickers all over the place, the most gorgeous handwriting, and that's super intimidating if you're just getting into paper planning or if you're not really into all the artsy stuff and you just want to be able to schedule your weeks. So this video is very different than all of those. If you're into the artsy stuff, those videos are 100% for you, and there's so many good ones. But if you just want to set up a basic planner and learn how to plan your weeks and get in the habit of actually using the planner, you're in the right place. For this video, I'm going to be using an Erin Condren focused planner. It's a little more minimalistic than the standard Erin Condren life planners, but everything that I'm going to show you today is going to work for any planner, whether it's Erin Condren or another type of planner or one that you found at Walmart. It does not matter. These are all the basics. It's going to apply to every single type of planner that's on the market. The very first thing you're going to do when you're setting up a new planner is open it up to the very first page. In almost every single planner that I've ever seen, there's always on the first page a place to put your name. And aside from your name, I also recommend putting your email address or your phone number on here, because if you're ever working at a coffee shop or at work and you happen to forget your planner, having that contact information in the front is so important, because your entire life is in this. All of your appointments, all of your schedules, all of your journaling, anything that you put in your planner belongs in here. So if it doesn't have any type of contact information, you're not going to get it back. If you're artsy or you have some time on your hands and you just want to doodle or dress up this page with some stickers, this is a really great page to get started with adding some personality to your planner. Another really cool idea is to let your kids decorate this page for you, because nothing is more fun than being at work, opening up your planner, and seeing all of your kids' little doodles on the front page. The next page inside this planner is the overview, and most planners have this as either the second page or the third. It's always in the front, and it shows you a complete overview of the entire year. It's just short, sweet. These are the days, these are the weeks, and then you have some extra notes pages. Some of them have these extra notes sections, some are just the calendars, but it really doesn't matter as far as setup. So what I like to do is on this page, I recommend to just mark the holidays and birthdays and anniversaries and any type of event here. So you can use pens and you can circle all the days, you can use highlighters and mark them, you can use stickers that are transparent and cover up each day, and all of those options are great. It's totally up to you on what you want to do, but having every single special day marked here is going to make it a whole lot easier for you when you're planning your months. The way I'm going to be doing this is I'm using 4 different color of pens, and I'm just going to give each color a category. Then I'm just going to circle on here all of the birthdays, the holidays, anniversaries, and special events. Just by marking all of these in the front of your calendar helps you plan out events or trips or anything like that, because you can just open it up. You don't have to go through the entire planner. You can just look at the week, and if you see that there's a circle that correlates with a holiday or a circle that correlates with some kind of special occasion, then you'll know that's either a great week to plan the trip or a not so great week to plan the trip. This is just a really fast, at-a-glance way to do your future planning without having to go through your entire book. The next page in my specific planner is this overview, and it just says dates and has each different month in here. Now you can do anything you want with this. You can put your goals for the month, your intentions, you can just write out birthdays or anything you have going on. This page is totally up to you, but if you're a beginner with planners, I recommend just skipping this page for now, because that's a lot to commit to, especially since you don't really know how you're going to be using your planner yet. So now that you have your birthday list and your holidays and everything marked in the front, you can go ahead and start filling in the first month. Now, you can go through this entire planner and do every single month if you want to, but that's a lot, especially as a planner newbie. So, my recommendation is to just stick with this month that we're in right now and let everything else ride. So for this month, you will write in any of the birthdays, any appointments that you have scheduled, anything like that. You'll just fill out this main overview page here. Another way that you can use the monthly pages is how I did in this old planner of mine from 2019. And instead of putting all of the appointments and birthdays on the main monthly calendar page, I wrote one small memory from each day onto that calendar, and this was a fun way to journal without actually journaling, and I could just put one small memorable moment per day, and this was a really fun thing to do at night. On to the next page, and this is going to look different depending on what kind of planner you have, but a lot of them do have this monthly space for planning or note-taking or goals or whatever you want to use it for. I'm not going to go over this because this is such a personal way to use your planner. I personally like to make one block over here for my personal goals, one block for my family goals, and one block for my business goals. And then here is just, I use this section just for like to-dos that need to be done in the month. And then this block, sometimes I put something, sometimes I don't, and I always end up just leaving this page blank, and it gets used somehow. If I'm like on a call and need to write down notes quickly, it usually ends up going here. I don't really have a lot of structure for these blank pages for each month, and I do that on purpose because I never really know what I'm going to use that page for. Now, every planner looks a little different inside, but there's three main different types of layouts that you'll find inside standard planners. And that's the horizontal layout, the vertical layout, and the hourly layout. These can be used in a bunch of different ways, and they're totally up to you, your complete preference. There's no right or wrong layout to choose, and I really recommend just experimenting a little bit. Download some free printable planners in all three layouts just so you can get a feel for how they are. These weekly pages are also super customizable. When it comes to using your planner, you really need to have some kind of idea on what you want to use it for. So if you're doing these pages and you want to use, like for example, my planner has lines on half of it and then an open space over here. And so the way I will use this is appointments and important things will go on the lines, and then the open space will just be open space for whatever I need it to be. If I need to put a shopping list or an errand list or something that I need to do that is not super important, that's going to go over here, and the highly important or time sensitive things are going to go in the lined section. Let me show you an example of a vertical layout. So this is my planner from last year, and the way that I was using this was I was using the top section for personal things, the middle section for my business, and the bottom section for social media. And over here on this side, it was just a list of everything that I needed to do that week. So once you have all of your birthdays and your appointments and everything laid out in the main calendars, and you're kind of getting a feel for how you want to use the weekly pages, then you can start to customize your planner and have a little fun with it. Most planners have some kind of notes page in it. And a lot of the notes pages are just lined blank pages. They don't have anything on them. Sometimes they're completely blank. Sometimes they have a dot grid. But these are so helpful in your planner because they allow you to plan out things that don't really go in a specific week. All of these pages allow you to keep up with different things in one easy to find space without having to put them in a month space. So I highly recommend using these notes pages. If you're not really sure what to use them for, you can always grab a pad of sticky notes and just write down some different things that you want to plan out or things that you want to keep track of during the year. And then you can take those sticky notes and just put them on each page. And if you don't have enough notes pages, then you can just do process of elimination to decide how many of those sticky notes you actually want to use. You can also divide up the pages and just cut them in half, so that way one half of the page is for one of the sticky note topics and the second half of the page is for the other. So let's talk about pens for using in your planner, because there are some really good pens and some really bad pens. So we are not going to get really fancy and using all kinds of crazy pens and markers just yet. You will get to experiment with these as you get more comfortable with your planner, but in the meantime, let's just stick with the basics. My favorite pens to use in a planner are these Sharpie pens. Now they're not like a regular Sharpie marker. They actually say Sharpie pen on the front. Can you see? It's not gonna focus. There we go. Yep. So the Sharpie pens are so great. They have a really fine point here, and they also don't bleed through pages. Definitely recommend grabbing some of these. You can get them in a big giant pack of 30, or you can get them in smaller packs of just like 4 or 5 colors, or you can just get black. It doesn't matter. I like to use different colors, that way I can separate categories, especially in a horizontal or a vertical planner. You really need to have that separation of what is home and what is family and what is work. And by using different colors based on those different categories, it's a clear division of your planning. As you start to accumulate more pens and experiment with different kinds, you're going to want some kind of storage for all of your pens and accessories, and I really recommend starting with something like this. It's just a really small pocket portfolio for pens and accessories. It's like $7 on Amazon, so I'll link it below. If you need to transition into something bigger, a caddy like this works really well and it holds a lot. You can also invest in a specialty planner cover, and these have additional pockets for stickers and pins, and they keep your planner binding protected from daily use. And if you want to dive into adding stickers to your planner, they typically come with a few in the back, but you can find some really great ones from small shops on Etsy. It's really easy to go overboard with a sticker collection, so just start with a few at a time. And the last thing that I want to mention is getting in the habit of using your planner. If you're not someone who has used a planner in the past, or if it's been a while since you've used one and you don't know if you're going to jump right back into your old routine, my biggest recommendation is to open up your planner to the day that tomorrow is and just put it next to your coffee maker. So if you're going into the kitchen in the morning, the first thing you're going to see is that open planner. You're going to remember to look at everything because it's right there in front of you, and you're not going to miss someone's birthday. You're not going to have to send the embarrassing, "I'm so sorry I forgot our appointment" kind of thing anymore, because having it right in front of you in the mornings is going to get you in the habit of at least just looking at it. And if you're not a coffee person, that's okay. You can always put it out next to your chair in the living room, or on the coffee table, or even on the bathroom counter. If you're not sure about what type of planner is going to be best for you, I have an entire story highlight on my Instagram, and I go through all the different types of layouts and all the different types of planners and planner brands and which ones I recommend based on your needs. Whether it's coil-based or book-bound or dated or undated, all that is in that highlight bubble. I hope this helped you feel a little more comfortable setting up your planner for the very first time. I would love to know what kind of planner you are setting up and how you plan on using it. So let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more videos on how to organize your home and lifestyle, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing.